Alright guys, I want to give my opinion on the state of NHL as a game, as I think I'm one of the more realistic voices in the community, as I can take both points of view, ours and EA's, and come up with possible ideas that aren't completely far-fetched and stay away from the whole EA sucks, NHL is dead kind of nonsense. So I'm No Sleeves 12. This is the state of NHL 18. First, let's discuss the actual state of the gameplay. This year's game has been hounded by many as it's too slow. Couldn't agree more. It seems very sluggish in all modes, and while I don't advocate for it to be an arcade fly to both ends in like 2 seconds of the ice kind of game, I'd love for players to not feel like they're stuck in mud when you go to accelerate. So is the possible fix to this? Just a tuner. That's it, that's all. Increase game speed by a little bit, and I think we're going to have a very happy community. I'm going to give the likelihood of this happening a 9 out of 10. It's an easy fix, and for the most part, EA's tuners, while spread out during a season, they do happen. So I do think that this is going to happen in the near future. Alright, on to HUT. Let's discuss Hockey Ultimate Team. Honestly, HUT this season, in my opinion, started out fantastic. I think it was awesome to dial back the overalls across the board to make the legend and higher base cards feel like they mattered that much more. I hated the Movember set last year. They looked ugly, and the fact that they upgraded just seemed dumb to me. The new Evo set's perfect. I think that might be the single best change in HUT in the last few seasons because those cards hold the most value other than the Master Set guys, and they should. The introduction of offline challenges was also a great idea, and in the beginning it was fun rushing to get through them to get as many free coins as you could. But with every good idea in an online game, exploits are always found. This is the online era after all. The fact you could get around the multiple accounts and do these challenges kind of nullified the benefits of casual players, as some guys with 5 accounts just got 5 times the rewards. Add in the complete overlook of the offline sliders and you've got a recipe for disaster. As 3 weeks into the season, the market tanked because you could do all the special teams challenges 5 times in an hour with the slider trick. Comp seasons remains unchanged for the most part. The reward system was reworked and seems to be going in the right direction. Adding this game mode in HUT was a great idea and gave a real sense of purpose to players, as the higher tiered ones got the highest rewards, and most of the time the rewards are actually somewhat rewarding. The downfall is that we still have proven IP booters and guys who desync people that are not banned, but instead allowed to collect the top rewards. It seems unfathomable that someone who runs the EA NHL Twitter cannot simply see the proof that someone is showing and then just not take the 5 minutes to ban the guy. The last issue with HUT. As I said in the beginning, the reduction of the overalls was a great idea. In the beginning of the first 2 weeks, HUT felt like it should. You packed a beret and almost lost your marbles. Then they released the Evos. Perfect, another great idea. And here came the 17 other sets. I'm all for more cards. New types of cards are awesome, but the fact that there is more cards in NHL 18 in HUT on January 1st than there was in all of NHL 17 seems insane. You simply cannot build hype for cards for more than a week with that model. Having legends that were released the first week go for under 15k in January seems extremely disappointing. Not being able to create gold collectibles also seems like a misstep, as these cards are essentially the gatekeeper to creating better cards, but only available to be pulled in packs. This screams Cashgate, which is fine. EA is a business, and in all honesty, NHL represents the smallest of the sports games. So any way that they can make revenue, I understand from a business perspective. But the downfall of that is that the guys who don't spend real money or play comp seasons and get the heavy pack rewards, they're stuck. The ice card set were a nice mid-season upgrade, and they are 1,000 times better than the basic Season 2 entire base card getting released again. But again, the only way to get those ice cards were to get gold collectibles, and since the HUT market isn't dumb, those skyrocketed, cash gating the ice cards to casual players. Honestly though, I'm okay with what they're doing in HUT this year. It feels more and more like they are ironing out, actually making improvements, and I have faith that their cash mode will improve year after year. Base cards in the first month were a great idea, Evo cards are a home run, and offline challenges are all a great addition. Fixing the need to continually release sets that kill the prior set though needs to be dialed back, as well as being able to create gold collectibles again. Comp seasons for the most part is in a good spot outside of the cheating, which is an easy fix. sprinkling in the ability to name a captain again, and I think Hut will be one of the best game modes in all of sports. Now, what are the likelihood that any of these are actually going to get fixed? Well, for the cheating, it's been going on year after year with no real solid change, so a 2 out of 10, which is pretty sad considering this requires one guy to be glancing at their Twitter. Adding captains, I think they are focusing on bigger changes, but a simple patch allowing us to name captains, even to just have the guy wear the C and not benefit statistically, would be simple. But that's probably a 2 out of 10 of actually happening. Dialing back the amount of cards that flooded the market, 1 out of 10. Simply too much money is being made by this tactic, so expect more of it next season. Let's talk about EA Sports Hockey League. The mode that I now play the most. EA SHL is honestly probably the best mode in the game. The only downfall is that if you play casually or don't have a ton of buddies that play, you're subject to drop-ins, and that might be the worst experience in the game. The game mode itself is pretty solid outside of connection issues, and the fact that a human player can control everyone on the ice takes away the ice tilt or overpowered CPUs. It's just 6v6, no one hiding or letting the AI forecheck. I love it. That being said, some minor changes to it would be fantastic. Again, ability to name team captain. The customization is really well done this year, and I wouldn't change that. There are many people out there that miss the player upgrade where you could work on your stats and get better. That would honestly kill this mode, as whoever has the highest speed would just dominate and ruin the experience. Keep it the same with the build. I'll say this, as I mention in almost every video I do, if you play NHL anywhere between 5 and 10 hours a week, and you have not tried LeagueGaming.com, you're missing out. The organization and how in-depth the leagues are on that site is nothing short of a miracle, with over 3,000 players a season on both consoles. Seriously, Season 6 on PS4 is almost done. Go sign up for Season 7 and I guarantee you'll be hooked. Xbox has even more players. It's been around for about 20 more seasons than PS4, but the same thing. Go sign up for next season. You'll get put on a CHL team and you'll work your way up just like I did. Possible fixes? Allowing team captains seems simple, but probably a 4 out of 10 in likelihood of actually happening. Franchise mode. This used to be the only reason I played NHL until I started my channel. It's always a time sink at one point in the year for most of us, but still somehow the scouting and player progression tanks most of the fun. It blows me away that you can play all 82 games and have some 81 overall player who isn't expected to be much win the Rocket Richard, and because it isn't expected to be much, he never really grows. When it happens in real life, that player would be an 88 overall next season. That seems like the easiest fix. Now, that's for people that play all the games, because the people who sim the 81 would probably perform like he would, as he should. But still, the unrealistic development for when guys put up 100 points to gain 1 overall the next year is brutal. The new expansion mode is awesome. I love it. Scouting still needs a major overhaul, but at least the draft process is fun. Possible fixes. I don't know how EA did Madden drafts, but they seem much better. 3 out of 10 they can actually make that change. The realistic performance versus player overall the following year, this will always blow me away, but a 1 out of 10. Alright guys, so that covers all the important modes and my own opinions on the game. I've never really done an opinion video, so I want to start some fights and whatnot in the comments section, so feel free to fire away. Thanks for watching. I'm NoSleeves12. Stay average.